lanes don't necessarily change all that much in a sense of like how they seasonally perform. Yeah, there are peak moments where rates can jack up and drop and all of that stuff, but lanes perform the same. So this one today, Deshaun, is going to be Fontana, California, going up to Seattle, Washington here. And for me, this is a lane I haven't personally moved a lot of in the open deck space, but I look at this as this goes literally right along with the seasonality of building season and everything that comes along with it. So it looks like, obviously you're in Southern California, and that was another reason why I wanted to, I was glad that this lane came about. What's been going on from a capacity standpoint in Southern California here over the last couple of weeks? Have you noticed any, drops in capacity or spikes in rates or anything like that?
So this is a lane that we actually do fairly often. It's actually a lane that I enjoy because it kind of stays stable. Like it never
Okay.
really goes crazy high. Like right now, you can pretty much get the same numbers you were getting in January and February. I know for a lot of my other lanes, like going to Colorado and different things like that, those have jumped up pretty significantly. But this lane in particular, you can still get some good numbers on this lane. It has a lot of capacity in it. I have a lot of relationships in this lane as well, so it's always kind of worked for me.
Okay. So for this lane, is it the first thing that comes to your mind is stability. So it's like when you're out there and you're seeing this, like, okay, so back in January, it was, showing about like 25.50 on this lane, but like over the last 7 days, it's looking like it's as high as, could be as high as 3,500, but it's, the middle mark here is about 3,250. How do you take this lane in particular and go out there and talk to your customers about this, right? Or your prospects who are out in Southern California? Because I think like that's another thing where too many people, Deshaun, and I'm glad you brought up what you brought up about how there's a ton of capacity on it. A lot of people price freight truck in hand. They'll post the load up and they're like, oh, this guy quoted me 3,400. It's got to be 30. And then they go out and they mark it up. But then it's like, they don't actually work the lane to find the right trucks for it. I mean, for me personally, man, I want to find the guys who are just running the I-5, right? Like I want that Southern Cal to Seattle guy who just runs that back and forth, that hopefully has flat steps and Conestogas in their fleets that come along with it, because they're going to give you that price, right? And and the more you work with them, they're going to let you know, like, hey, man, we might have to do this during this time because we have X going on out there. But like, I look at this as, man, this is a prototypical stability of a lane. And this is what I mean is a lot of people have so much emphasis, Deshaun, on, oh, if tender rejections are doing this or the non-domicile, like, and I get that those are all talking points, but that's a subset of the market. There's still a lot of people out there who are not affected by that at the level that some are trying to make it seem. So it's like, to hear you say this lane is stable, it's like that goes kind of counterintuitive to what people see out there. How are you delivering that stability out there to your customers?
Oh, so I always focus on it from a relationship standpoint, building those relationships with those carriers that run that lane often. I like for me, because I have moved a lot of freight in that lane. I know a lot of guys who are moving it, like you said, Conestogas, open deck. I'm sorry, Conestogas, flatbeds, and step decks, and those guys are always looking for freight. So
Yeah.
it's usually for me. Like I said, I usually have that lane pretty stabilized. I'm working with these guys weekly, and they're always looking for runs. So that's kind of how I pitch it to the customers when I'm talking about it. I have a lot of relationships in this lane. I'm usually able to keep it under control from a pricing standpoint. And those guys, they don't beat me up too bad on price. They understand, there's a seasonality, there's a time when you can really attack and get uh, an astronomical amount of money on these lanes. But if you're trying to really focus on building a relationship and having these runs, even when that lane calms down, you know, I'm your guy. Let's talk about it. Let's just find some middle ground to where you're happy with the rate, I'm happy with the rate, and we're just consistently running that same freight over and over again.
Dude, I mean, I did not pay Deshaun to say this on the show, you guys, but that's just music to my ears, because like, dude, that's just the way that I operate, right? Because it's like, I have the methodology that we apply in our businesses is like, we overpay our carriers when we don't have to, so they undercharge us when they don't have to, and it's one of those situations where it is that true partnership. And it's like, if the market shifts exponentially, I'm going to bring that to my customer. I'm going to get my guys more money, and I'm going to pay them more money in that time. But I look at it is when you're playing in a niche, the seasonality of flatbed is it's like, man, I pay them the same rate as much as possible. Like, it's just as important to pay them the same in peak season as off season as well. It all just equals out. And I think the right carriers that you want to work with, and obviously none of us are underpaying them to where they're not making money. It's like, no, I pay them actually above market in the slow seasons. So it's like I have access to their trucks during peak season when most people are now shuffling. And then it almost goes hand in hand, Deshaun, with on LinkedIn. You start seeing all the posts. Oh, what about relationships? All the brokers are complaining. It's like as they were pushing prices down on carriers.
Yeah, the relationships. Sometimes it's funny with the relationship thing because I do know there are guys who take advantage of you when they can, and I don't even get upset with them about it. You know, I understand they've been kind of operating beneath their margin or whatever prices that they want to run out for a couple of years now, so I get it. But my thing is I tell them, you know, I'll give it to you at that rate that you're pricing, and I feel like that rate is I feel like you're overpricing it, but you know, when things calm down and you're not able to get that rate again, then what? You know, so my opinion, you know, I just give them my opinion. You know, if we can meet somewhere where it makes sense for you, we have this lane often. You know, so
Yeah.
you want to beat me up bad right now and try to make an extra $1,000, but you know, when you need me, you know, you didn't build the relationship. So you know, the relationships kind of go hand in hand. The carriers have to be receptive to them, and we have to be open to trying to build them and give these carriers the prices that they can agree with, that makes sense for them. But you know, they have to be open to it, and we have to be open as well.
No, man, I 100%. You guys, you heard it from somebody who actually moves this lane. All right, Fontana to Seattle, it's as stable as it comes, as Deshaun said, you guys. So if you're out there and you're moving this lane, take a lot of everything of what Deshaun just told you guys to do and apply it to your business, and you're going to see success with it. But that's it for the flatbed version of This Week in Freight, powered by my friends at DAT. Again, if you guys want your lane broke down on this show, you guys, email my team direct, podcast@thefreightcoach.com. We're going to break this down, you guys. And again, these are from actual freight operators who are putting their opinion out there, who actually cold call customers, who actually move freight, and who are doing this stuff, you guys. Because again, there is a vast wasteland between opinion and application.